I first heard about the deep web when I was browsing Reddit when I was 13, 14 years old, and it was described as a place where you could do anything and not get caught. I came across this website, and it was basically a marketplace for people that were selling kidnaps. Basically, they were giving descriptions about these people's weight, height, skin color, eye color, anything you can imagine. And it was pretty scary to say the least. So I decided to make a post on it saying that I was like, you guys are disgusting. How can you do this to other children? How can you just kidnap somebody and not feel bad about it? And then later on, I got a bunch of comments on the post I made, and people were saying that they didn't really care, of course. They were telling me that I would be the next person they'd kidnap. They told me they would track me down and come find me, and it was pretty terrifying to say the least. So I decided to stop using it. I uninstalled it from my computer, and I decided that I was never going to use it again.
How would you react if you were told that Google, Yahoo, and Bing are only able to access 0.03% of the actual internet, or that 99% of the web is inaccessible without proper software that the average person doesn't use? When you sit at your computer and access the internet on a web browser, you really only have access to less than 1% of the web. The other 99% is what many call the deep or dark web, and it's hidden from plain sight. The most popular tool used to access the deep web is Tor. Also known as the Onion Router, Tor was founded on the premise of protecting online communications. In fact, it was developed by the United States Naval Research Laboratory with the purpose of securing U.S. intelligence communications and allowing them in places where they be monitored. Tor became publicly available in 2004 and became a nonprofit project, primarily funded by the U.S. government as well as the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Today, Tor is being widely used for a variety of purposes, ranging from anonymous internet browsing to more illegitimate uses, such as the trading of narcotics. However, Tor in itself is not illegal, but its technology allows it to be used illicitly.
Tor is a collection of roughly 50,000 computers spread across the planet, run by volunteers, universities, government. They contribute their resources to this network. You send a message into the network, highly encrypted. The message, or before you send the message, a random path is picked, which has 3 nodes in it. So the message is bounced around 3 times, and then the message is pushed out onto the surface web where it is delivered to the final destination. So the bouncing around within the Tor network ensures that you lose track of where the message came from and where it's going. So the 2 people communicating are disconnected in that sense. Anyone eavesdropping will not know who is talking to who, and because of the encryption, they will not know what they're saying.
If you have ever tried peeling the layers of an onion, you would recall that by the time you were finished, the onion would be gone. That is why Tor is called the Onion Router, as internet traffic within Tor is relayed between so many nodes that if one wanted to trace the connection, you would have to peel the layers of the onion until being left with nothing. This is because Tor reroutes a connection every 10 minutes. The time to trace a connection would take extensive amounts of time and resources, but all that would be invalidated the moment Tor reroutes its traffic. Furthermore, the traffic transferred over the Tor network is fully encrypted and anonymized, as the Tor relay nodes have no knowledge of what kind of traffic they are passing on and, likewise, have no knowledge of the originating client. This allows Tor to achieve perfect forward secrecy and is able to mask the origin so that the traffic would look like it came from the exit node.
In Tor, the encryption, the technical challenges are big. You're not going to break the encryption, or you're not going to identify the person because you know which house they're dialing in from. It's more they make mistakes. They buy something and provide their home shipping address as the place to deliver the goods, which are necessary, I guess, but also ways of leaving traces behind after yourself, and those traces can be put together and be used to identify you. So the ways to get caught are not really to do with technology, they're more human errors along the way.
Such a level of anonymity poses certain opportunities to the general public. With a platform as easily accessible as the internet, one can only assume that the worst must be going on in the deep web if nobody is able to track down its users. And that's exactly what happens. The deep web is home to any and every illegal activity imaginable, and even unimaginable. Hitmen for hire, drug markets, human trafficking, you name it, it's there. So what does this mean for the future of criminal activity in modern society? Is the deep web simply a catalyst for illicit material, or does it present some positive outcomes?
So the deep web is one place to commit crimes. The question is, how do we stop people from committing crime in that place? What if the question was, how do we stop people from committing crime? People have been struggling with that for hundreds of years. That's why we have police and we had jails, and none of it seems to be working. People will always commit crimes in real life. If we are able to figure out some technical way of banning the dark web or crime on the dark web, people will figure out how to commit crimes in a different way. They will use, say, the Tor network is compromised. There's another which is set to be Tor 2.0, the I2P network, for example, which is even more anonymous. So there are now even new avenues emerging aside from the Tor browser, but still part of the dark web where people can commit crimes. So if for somehow we were able to stop all crime on the surface web or the Tor network, people will still figure out how to commit crimes. Just like in the real life, we've tried different jail systems, we've tried different laws, and people still commit crimes.